Okay, in this video I'm going to show a set of forks that I made for my Buford Bucket Loader. I've got some logs that I want to move, and I could do it with just the tooth bar, and that does work, but it's not as easy. So I went ahead and made myself a set of these forks. Basically what this is a piece of 2x3 angle, 22 inches long, and it's a piece of flat stock that's 3 inches wide, and this is 3/8 inches thick. I'm going to be mounting that directly over the existing tooth bar, and it's going to just require 3 bolts. You will have to drill a couple holes, but other than that, it's going to be fairly simple. Okay, and this is going to be fairly substantial, but when you start lifting up logs and you have them sticking out the front another couple feet, there's going to be a lot of pressure on it. And so I wanted to make this heavy duty enough so I could, take as much weight as the tractor will handle on the forks without damaging them. Okay, and this is the 3-inch stock here, flat stock, and this is the angle iron. When you lay the flat stock inside the angle, you're then going to have this ledge that you can weld, and that's going to make it much stronger. I've made forks before, and the biggest problem I had is I occasionally would end up bending them. This is about the third different type of set of forks that I've made for different tractors. I had a 2210, and I had like the 300 series tractors. This is going to be on my X595, which it has very good hydraulic pressure. I've bumped it up a little bit, and I just want to make sure I've got this heavy duty enough so that I'm not going to have a problem, bending these forks when I really want to put some weight on them. To install the tooth bar, you're going to have to replace one of the bolts in the corner here. This is where the tooth bar was attached, and that's 1.5 inch half-inch bolt, and you'll need to get a 2-inch bolt to get through the extra thickness. These are 2 bolts. The longer one came out of this hole here where it's attaching the tooth bar to the bottom of the bucket, and this one here was where it was going on the side. And so you can actually reuse those. You won't need to get any new ones. I bought some new ones, but I'm just going to go ahead and reuse these for now. Okay, the fork is actually going to be mounting on the side of the tooth bar here. This is an existing hole, and these are 2 more holes that you will need to drill. I'm using 1/2-inch bolts, and you will have to take out 2 bolts. This is one that's holding the tooth bar to the frame of the loader, and then there's another one here that's holding the angle of the tooth bar to the side angle plate of the loader bucket. So when you put this other piece on the outside here, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, actually a triple thickness. The strongest place where you can actually attach this will be in the corner of the bucket, because this corner is going to be very rigid, and it's going to make a very good mounting for the forks when you actually mount it in this corner like this. This is what the fork would look like after it's installed. There are 2 bolts that are going to be up here holding it to the side of the bucket, and then there's 1 bolt down here that's going through the fork and then the bottom of the loader bucket. So that's where this one had to be a little bigger. After looking at this, I was thinking I might be able to use a 2x3 angle here, and now that I look on the inside, if I drop this down 1 inch, I don't think you'd be able to get the bolt in there very good. So I would stay with a 2x3 angle or a 3x3 angle. That really looks like it's going to be about the best solution. This is just the 3x3 angle where I cut it on a diagonal, and that's so that when you're loading a log or something that's going to slide up here. And also you want to have this coming out here just for extra reinforcement on that fork. So putting this rod in here is going to take advantage of the angle under here and then this, so that I don't think there's any possibility that I'm going to be able to bend it. I always like to kind of overbuild, and then I'll usually find out that it might not even be enough. You get a big heavy log on here and there's going to be a lot of pressure. So the next thing I'm going to do is take this and go back. I've got a pile of logs and show how this thing would work with a log.